Do you ever feel like you know yourself, or do you feel like you don't know your purpose or what you're meant to be or God's plan for you? Have you experienced a lot of trauma or, things you're just reacting to all the time or you've hardened your heart because of things you've been through and you just don't know how to get back to like what is your purpose? Who are you really? And I ask this because this is something I've been just thinking about so much and kind of like soul searching for a while. But after my baptism, it just really awoken me to like really find these answers. And I was speaking to somebody about this, and they told me that they believe we are who we are by the age of 5. The way we make decisions, the things we're inclined to take part in or interest in, or how we act and interest and stuff, don't really like they're all set by that age. It's just we mature. If it was a healthy person that didn't experience trauma or change or try to fit in or adapt and things like that, they would just grow through life maturing, but the way they are would stay the same. And that got me thinking, like, that makes sense. Like, we are curious about things, at 5, we know enough to keep a conversation, what we like, what we dislike, what tastes good, what doesn't, what shows up. Like, we know enough. Obviously not compared to an adult, but as for what makes a person and their purpose and stuff. Um, and our imagination is so vivid. So I really just started thinking, like, who would I have been without all the trauma and things I've been through? Because I've been through a lot of stuff, and as a result of it, I've like hardened my heart. I've had my guards up. I'm suspicious. I'm defensive. I'm all of these things. I'm not gonna say now, but and I was so hard on men, and I was just all these things because of stuff I've seen or been through. And I'm like, imagine if none of that happened. Who would I be today? What type of woman would that little girl have grown up to be? So for me to really break this down and to get the result, I had to go back to the drawing board. Who was I? What did I like? What was I thinking about? So I thought back to my earliest memory, something I could just think of like a whole day, like what I did on a daily basis, kind of thing. And I think back to when I was 4. And when I was 4, I just loved lip gloss so much. Like I would always be putting lip gloss on. I wanted dresses. My family didn't really buy me dresses because I was a first daughter, first granddaughter, so I was around a lot of boys. So, just stuff I could play around in and stuff. So, but I always wanted to wear pretty dresses. I did have a high heel set though. It was like a princess little like chest thing, full of little plastic heels. And they're like each princess on little emblem on it. And I just wanted to wear those outside all the time. And they're like, no, those are dress up shoes. I just wanted to wear them outside all the time. I love playing with my baby dolls. I love playing kitchen. I wanted an easy bake oven so bad. Like all of these things. I didn't have a shy bone in my body. I would talk anybody's ear off, talking 1,000 miles an hour. I was so excited and so positive, and I was a little performer. I just wanted everybody to hear me and see me, and I just wanted to be pretty and all of these things like that. I loved music. I like to dance. I like people watching me to dance. So I'm just like, imagine this girl growing up, no trauma, no anything. I loved my friends. I always wanted my friends to have a gift, to have something. I always kept things safe and just, oh, I want to have this necklace forever. I still have a necklace from when I was 3. I knew at the age of 3 to put something away to keep it safe because I wanted it forever. And I've carried it. I have it to this day. So I just loved all of those kind of things. So I'm like, what kind of woman would that girl have grown up to be if she was in a healthy environment, didn't have to be defensive, didn't go through trauma, things like that? What would she look like? What would she be like? And I feel like that'd be a feminine woman with poise who kept herself up, her nails done, hair done, always in heels, a cute dress, happy, a mother, a wife, a good friend, someone in the community, someone who wants to cook and bake and give and just happy and positive, somebody you can go to and they just lift your spirits, someone who would volunteer for PTA meetings, who would just host game nights at her house, who would cook for every event, the soccer mom, the everything, the carpool mom, the you guys come to my house mom. Like she would just be a sunshine, just a burst of sunshine, feminine, just a stress free, know herself, know her worth kind of woman. She would be so likable. She would be the type of person that loves her man out loud, who has standards, who values her body, who knows her worth through and through and through and through and through in every realm. It was not 20% in this area, 50% in this area, and 100% there. No, she's 100% well-rounded, knows her worth in every which way, and she leads with poise. And I'm like, wow, can I not? Is that not me? And I feel like over the year, I have those quality, like the dress thing. I wear dresses 90% of the time. I even sleep in dresses and not even nightgowns. Like, this is the funny thing. I just realized the other day, like, I'm living one of my childhood dreams. I sleep in full on, like, a dress. Like, I could wear it outside if I wanted to. like a dress. They're not dresses I'd say, because it's just a plain, black little cotton dress, little flowy, nothing spectacular, something like that, a little floral print, mini dress, so stuff like that. I wouldn't really typically wear to be like go get cute somewhere, but it's not a nightgown either. Like people comment all the time. My partner, I had a homegirl who would come over and they're like, I've never seen anybody who sleeps in like actual clothes, like a dress. I'm like, it's just a little cotton dress. But anyway, I realized like that's a part of a dream I had as a little girl. I always wanted to be in a dress, always. I used to wear heels a lot before I became a mother. So yeah, but so little things like that. I do make sure my locks, now I have locks, are done, but I've always had kept hair. I keep my nails, whether I'm doing it myself or I go to the salon. Right now, I have glue on nails because I couldn't afford the salon. But I couldn't afford to not be put together either because it's just in me. I love to cook. I love to cook. All these things. But so I got most of it. So I'm leaning into like that's 100% who I'm gonna be without the other stuff. I have to leave behind the things the world had got to me and made me, well, not made me anything, but as a result of the world, I uh picked up some nasty habits, some things, just being worldly. So I take it as when I've done this little self-discovery and this little exercise, I took it as that little girl I was, all that. I felt like that's from God, who you are and who you're supposed to be, right? And then I feel like once the world gets you, worldly things, that's where the world takes that away from you or gives you other things. So I don't blame. So this is another thing that helped me to stop saying, "Oh, well, my family trauma or my this and that." I don't classify anything on its own. I say everything is the world. So this helped me take more accountability. Even though I'm still blaming something, but I'm not blaming people. Oh, my friend group, my mom was this, my dad was this, my best friend was. I went through this and this. I'm not doing that. I just say the world. The world, something in the world, being in the world, and worldly things, and everybody in the world got to me, and I developed things that overshadowed or intertwined with the way God wanted me to be, and it just didn't mesh, and is why things didn't work. So, for example, for something worldly, I'd say, um, let's see. I went through something, the world got to me, let's just say. And as a result of that, I saw people so different. Like I didn't even want to be seen. I don't want to be heard. I don't want people talking to me. And like I said, I was a people person. I could talk anybody's ear off. I just loved it. I love people. I want to make sure I didn't want to be seen. I want to be invisible because I'm like, people are sick. People are, oh my God, I'm scared. Like if this group of people can do these things to me and I can experience this, I don't even know what a stranger could do. So I was just so to myself then. So I wasn't even being myself. So out of what I thought was protecting myself, I was really harming myself because I wasn't who God wanted me to be. And then other worldly things, seeing how men treat women or how women just don't realize how some men are just so harmful and all these things. I didn't want to be one of those women who are, let's say, quote, dumb. I always say, don't make me look dumb. I want to feel stupid. So the type of woman I would naturally be, a loving, caring, gift giving, just loving my man out loud, just a cater to you type of woman, because that's just a part of my feminine trait. I just want to just cater to my man. I want to just really, really 100% love a man who 100% loves me and live happily ever after. Like that's a natural thing. My whole life, that was not a natural thing to me. That sounds dumb. It sounds stupid because of what I see in media, what people around me was going through. I'm like, oh, you talk about you want a man about you're dumb, like but that wasn't a natural for me. That's because I saw terrible things happening to some people who were like that. So I'm like, I'm never gonna be that woman. I see guys in my family the way they're treating women and stuff like that. Oh, I'm never gonna. I see how guys move. I'm never gonna be that woman. You're never gonna. Da 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 da. I'm never gonna buy something for a man, and then he's using me the whole time, or he has another girl. So I'm just never gonna buy anything for a man. I'm gonna be so demanding to a man. I'm gonna da da da. So that's how I was with dating. I was so demanding. What I took as standards and stuff, it wasn't standards. It was me not being myself. It was me. Like, okay, this is gonna protect me from ever. If he tells this story or somebody sees it, they're not gonna say I'm dumb. They're not gonna catch me slipping. They're not gonna. So I never even fully allowed myself to like somebody because I was so focused on me never looking dumb in the situation. Which I still, I guess, it's not foolproof. Let's say it's not foolproof. But I never just was that just mushy, love out loud, this and that, da 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 da. Like how I naturally want to be. I was more cold and it was more of a game. Even though I'm like they're playing the game. No, I'm playing a game too because I'm not being my natural self. I have this guard, this shield ever since the first guy I dated at 18. I didn't date till I was 18 because of this too. Because in high school, oh, everybody around here looking stupid. Oh, they talk this. They're sharing their nudes. I heard about this. I heard about. I don't. Ain't nobody gonna be talking about me like that. Oh no 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 no. But still 18, out of high school, still doing. But I'm like, oh, I require this. I require that. I require that. And it was more so I could be like, oh, well, yeah, you could have you cheated on me, but I had you doing this, you bought me this, you took me to. It was more to have a one up on them. So it wasn't even like I was naturally dating. I still got engaged and things like that. But it was all a game to me. Like, even when I said yes, I know darn well I don't want to spend my whole life with this person. I didn't even think I would. I had a commitment issue, and my commitment issue was from my abandonment issue from that's another story. But then the abandonment issue, and then also looking stupid, fear of looking stupid and being left and embarrassed. And so now, after really stepping into my femininity and realizing who I am, who God wanted me to be, who called me to be, and just who I am in my core naturally before the world got to me, I can love my partner 100% now. And I'm more expressive. And it's so hard for me. It is so hard for me. I'm not going to even lie to you because, okay, I'm not going to say it's hard to do that. Because naturally, as me on my spiritual journey, everything is so natural to me. I'm not trying to be more feminine. I'm not trying to be softer. I'm not trying to let my guard down. I'm not trying to love my man more. None of it is effort. It is so effortless because it's natural. I'm coming out of the world back into the Lord's purpose, his walk. So it's so natural to me. But in my relationship, there's some history there that it just keeps coming up mentally for me. So I'm naturally pouring into my relationship more. I'm softer, I'm more feminine. I don't complain as much. I'm focused on him more because, like I said, you ain't gonna be on up with me. So it's always about me. Me. Focus on me. I'm not gonna think too much about him. His job. He's lucky to be here. He did like that was my mentality, and I felt like every woman should have that. And if they didn't, they're dumb. I don't really believe that, but that's just how it was. That's how I was conditioned to protect myself. I thought from the world. So now I'm not like that, but then it's like, oh, but he did this in the past. Like, oh, no, girl, you are stupid now. You over here catering to this man, knowing darn well what he did. But I did stuff too. So that's why I'm like, that's when I was still so worldly. And then it's hard for me because then I'll start comparing, like, okay, well, I can come up out of these worldly things and act different. Why isn't he? So he's getting a better version of me. He didn't even earn it. He didn't even we both did our little whatever to each other. We both have our opinions. But now I changed and adapted and grew, and it's improving our relationship. It's better for him. He has a better version of the relationship. But for me, he has grown, but I'll be comparing sometimes subconsciously because I'll just catch a little attitude and I'll like catch myself like, why am I getting a little? Like I said, I've just been so happy and so feminine, just so blah, 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 you know? And then I'll be like, what? And then I'm like, oh, it's because I feel like I'm doing something extra now because he's getting what he wanted in the beginning, which was an obedient woman, just loving all about him. That's what he wanted in the beginning, but he got the, you know what I mean? And so he's like, wow, yes, this is what I wanted. And I'm like, okay, well, where's my, I see him growing. He's on a spiritual journey too and stuff, but I don't know. It's not equal, but it's not supposed to be. And that's something I have to keep checking myself. It's not supposed to be. Our walks are not the same. It's not the same timing. There's nothing like that. So he's doing him. So that's another thing. I need to focus on my own plate, basically. And so I just keep reminding myself. And when I was more worldly, I wouldn't even see that. I'd be like, oh, well, he's doing it. So I'm gonna and I'm gonna stop this, and then I'm gonna blah, 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 blah. And once he starts doing more, then I'll give him more. And that's not how it works. I'm on my own journey. So if I'm a certain way, I'm just gonna be that way because that's me. I'm being myself. So I can't just be myself if somebody's giving me something I want or acting the way I want to. Let's me be worldly again. So I have to keep repeatedly, checking myself, but it's becoming less and less as time goes on. Like I said, it's just all coming to me like I'm really just being myself. That's what brought me on TikTok, got me on social media doing stuff because I'm like, this is what the woman I would have become before being so worldly and before being silenced as a result of, me trying to protect myself from being seen by people because I felt like people see me, people hurt me, people judge me, people use me, and then that makes me this big bag ignorant because I'm a gentle woman, but I became so rah like to, defend myself in the world because if I'm not going to defend me, who is, So I don't want people looking at me as a target because like, oh, you're going to play with me or you're going to play yourself. I seem like an easy target. Okay. So then it made me think so maliciously and so conniving. I didn't call it conniving. I'm like, what conniving? No, 100% was conniving. 100%. But it was because of what was done to me over and over and over. So I'm like, okay, so I got to get on top of this. I got to, because nobody else is looking out for me. Nobody else care. And they're not even, so it was just so, so worldly. I just hate it. I'm so glad to be out of that. And I could just rest. And I used to always say, I heard it, I don't know where I heard the saying, but it was like, the best thing a woman could ever be is a beautiful fool. And I'm like, what? Back in the day, like, I'm not nobody's fool. But I guess you gotta be a fool because everybody cheating, everybody this and that. If you want to live a blissful life, you gotta act like it's not happening. You gotta be tra la la la, like your head in clouds, ignoring it, blinders on. No, I know too much and I have too many questions. No, where you been? What da, da, da. So I'm not gonna be nobody's fool. But I kind of see it different. I would probably wouldn't use the word fool, but a beautiful fool. And I would say more a beautiful, because beauty, women are beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, so we got that part. Check. Yeah, we should be that. But the full part, what I think full is more of I don't even know a replacement word, but I can do descriptions. So not a fool, but somebody who's not a leader. A fool is you don't need to think. You don't need to think. You just do what you do, and then you follow what you need to follow. So you follow your provider, your protector, your man, you know? So I feel like a fool, you're not making decisions. And I think that's why women get decision fatigue so much because that's not our lane. Our lane is to follow, but even the best followers are good leaders. But we're not leading that relationship. We're leading the children. It's silly, you know? So that was always my thing. I didn't want to be led because I'm like, you can lead me to the depths of hell. Let a man drag you. He lead you to the depths of hell. That's how I thought because I think everybody's malicious and conniving and all these things. But there are good men, there are good situations, you know? So I'm seeing it now and I'm blessed to see it while I actually have it. Because had I come to this revelation after ruining the relationship and leaving, because I done said I'm going to leave 9,000 times. He done said he was going to leave, you know? So if I would have got out of this relationship thinking I'm doing the right thing by being so worldly and all these things, and I would have came to this revelation, oh my gosh, it would have crushed me. It would have been terrible. Or if I was single and I came to the revelation, I'd be like, oh my God, I gotta get out there, I gotta, da, da, da. And I probably would have made me a victim to somebody because I would have my worldly blinders down and I would have been more, and then, ooh, I would have got. Possibly, I'm just saying possibly. So I'm glad it happened at the time with a God fearing man that is on his journey as well. So I just need to share that. And so basically what I'm gathering, I'm getting this, I want to share my perspective and what I'm going through, but I want you to think about that. I want you to think about who you would have been had the world not got in the way of God's plan. Think about your earliest memory. What'd you like to do? Would you like to wear? Do you like to wear rain boots and swim trunks all the time? Like, were you just like super comfortable in that when you were a little kid? Like, what is it? Were you so close to animals? Did you like to be barefoot and run in grass all the time? You probably need to ground more. You probably was a real nature person. You probably thrive in nature. And so just I think what we should do is just think back to that and whatever we could relive or redo or just try like from my childhood, we should do it because it might spark things and just I don't know. I'd suggest stop thinking of things as, oh, well, people this to me, this and that, and lump it all together and say the world got to you. Because it helped me so much because, with my victim mindset and sounding like a victim and feeling like a victim when I just say the world. The world had its hands on me. The world, instead of, oh, my, family, like I said earlier, friends, da da da. Because that could probably help too if you feel victimized in a lot of situations. Because I relate. But I just want you to try a little exercise. Even write it down. I had to write it down. What were these qualities? What did you like to do? And then what would it look like in adulthood? What would it look like in adulthood to you? So yeah, so I hope this helps someone because we all, we could benefit from getting back on, on the path, the right path to make sure we're fulfilling our purpose that the Lord put on us. Um and I know this is part of mine is reaching others. I've always felt that I needed to reach other people. So I'm so happy that God just put it on my heart to sit down for that person to say that to me and me to sit down and dwell on it and write it down and figure it out because I feel so much more myself and it's so light. Like when I was had all those worldly things, it was so heavy and I was always overthinking. I was overthinking all the time because it wasn't natural. It wasn't natural. I was in flight. What is it? Fight, flight, or freeze for no for everyday things. Now just being myself and it's so light. And the Lord said, He said my load would be light. I cannot quote it correctly. I don't think it was those words, but it was like burden will be light, something like that. I am new to the Bible. I'm new to all that, but I know it's supposed to be light, and he's lighting it. So, yeah, let me know how this works out for you. God bless you.